I've been having a hard time speaking. Hello my dudes, I'm Jem and welcome to my nonsense video. Well, today it won't really be that nonsense, but yeah. So I've got a lot of questions from Facebook groups and Instagram on how I managed to get into Canada and how I managed to enroll in my school. So I decided, why not make a video out of it? Because, you know, it's content. I need content. So here we are. The first thing that I considered when I was going to Canada was if I knew some people. The thing is, I don't really know anyone here. I don't really have that much friends. My mom, she has a friend here in Alberta, so I decided to come to Alberta, and he has been very helpful with my school options, and he sent me a list of all the schools that were near him. So I decided to go on to Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. I read a lot of posts on how they had a hard time getting into NAIT, but getting to the school was really easy for me. Probably it was because of the Edu Canada Fair. Now the Edu Canada Fair is a fair of all, well, not all schools, but some schools here in Canada in different provinces. I went into that, applied to NAIT, and instantly got admitted at the same day, and also got my letter of acceptance that night. Because the thing is, I've heard that NAIT takes a little too long on delivering the letter of acceptance. That's why some people are delayed on getting their student permit and really struggles with it. For my student permit application took me 2 tries before finally getting the approval. My first application was refused because, well, I think I did a lot of stuff wrong. And then on my second application, someone kind of guided me and helped me a lot, so thank you to you. You know who you are. Okay, so in every application you have to write a letter of intent or statement of purpose. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It is a letter that you will address to the visa officer, and you will need to write there on why you have to come to Canada, why you need to study in Canada. It's an explanation letter on why you are coming here. So that was hard because a lot of people get refused with that. I got refused with that on my first application, and it was heartbreaking. My first application was online, and I guess I didn't really did a good job there, so I'm not gonna share. And I also blocked that on my mind so that I won't talk about it. So I'm just gonna go on with my second application. So on my second application, I did paper-based. So I got pretty organized with that. So there is what do you call this? I have 6 pins, paper clips actually. So I have 6 paper clips that I have everything in. On my first paper clip is the biometric schedule. As I said, I already have a refusal, but if this is your first time, you will also have that biometric schedule, because that is the only time that you can go to VFS if you're from the Philippines. I don't know about the other countries, but yeah, you have to show your biometric schedule, your embassy payment receipt, your VFS form, your document checklist 1, and then the application to study permit, your family info. If you have a refusal like I did, you have to do the schedule 1, and then your statement of purpose. So that is 8 documents in the first pin. The second pin is a passport copy, the bio page of your passport. You have to photocopy that. Your passport visa pages, you just basically have to photocopy any visas you have in your passport. Then third is my NBI clearance. In other countries, I think it's police clearance. So an original copy of your birth certificate and 1 government ID. For me, I showed my driver's license. And then on the third pin is your academic credentials. high school diploma, high school grades, and if you have graduated college in the Philippines like I did, or in any country, you also have to show your college transcript of records and your college diploma. And my fourth pin, it's just my medical exam. Now, if I were you, I would suggest doing an upfront medical exam instead of waiting for a request, because sometimes it gets your application delayed. And then on my fifth pin is the letter of offer, tuition fee payment. I didn't pay for my 1-year tuition fee. When I applied for my visa, I just actually paid for my down payment. I haven't paid anything, just the down payment, so that is fine. But if you're applying for student direct stream, you have to pay for the whole year. And also IELTS. Now, IELTS isn't really that required, but it actually helps boost your application. Actually, that's just my opinion, but yeah, kind of worked for me. My sixth pin is my parents' affidavit of support. If someone is sponsoring your studies, make sure you get an affidavit of support and make sure that it is notarized, because it actually holds more power compared to when you just write a letter of authorization. So after that, I have my parents' bank certificate, their bank statements, their government IDs. Per person that is sponsoring you, you have to give 2 IDs each, government IDs. So for that, I gave a photocopy of my parents' passport and driver's license. Then you also need to photocopy their visa stamps on their passport, marriage contract, and certificate of employment if any of them are employed, land titles, other assets, and many more. So yeah, that is my last pin is actually the thickest because it's a lot of papers. Now let's get on to the letter of intent. Now I noticed, I experienced it, if you write a less convincing letter of intent, you will definitely get denied, like I did on my first application. Oh my god, it still hurts, you know. I can say that I am an expert here, but this is what I did with mine. First off, you have to be straight to the point. Make sure it's not too flowery, not to use too hard words. Just make it simple, actually. Just make your letter of intent simple and very easy to read. Don't make it too long as well. Maximum of 2 pages is enough, because there are a lot of applications out there, and the visa officers, they don't really have that much time, so make it short. Focus on the why Canada, why that school, and also emphasize on the letter that you will be coming home to the Philippines or whatever country you are from. The style that I went to is that I plan to go back home to my family and start my own business, because you will need to explain on where and how you will be able to use your Canadian education back to your home country. Now, it is not bad to say that you plan to apply for permanent residency after you go to school here, but that there's only a small chance that you will get approved, because they really want to make sure that you will follow that once your permit ends, you will go back home. You can apply for postgraduate work permit, yes, but it's easier if you just go with the way that you're going home. That's just for me anyway. It's all up to you. Just make sure that you write a convincing letter. Oh, and make sure to check your grammar as well. Even if it's okay if you don't use complicated words, but the grammar, they're very keen on that. So yeah, that's it. That is what I did with my study permit. It's been a roller coaster of emotion because I did it twice. Yeah, I mean, it's all worth it. I'm already here in Canada, so yeah. Anyways, don't get scammed. There are a lot of agencies there that scam people, so yeah. Just be careful with how it is and make sure you read a lot about this. Make sure you do your research. It's cheaper if you do it yourself. Also, there's no harm in asking other people. So yeah, I guess that is it for that video. I hope it was informative.
I look like a mess, but I'm editing it and suddenly the last part of the video, the sound wasn't in sync, so I have to do the outro again, but I'm too lazy to dress up and fix my face. So yeah, if you do like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more nonsense content from me. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.